Guys, what up, what up? Hopefully y'all guys doing good today, man. I'm doing good. It's Friday night, and I'm in a coding mood, man. Normally, again on Twitch, dude, a game, right? It's game night. But I just feel like coding, man. Last week I did the same thing. Friday night we didn't game, we coded. I do still want to game a little bit, man. I know there's some updates on COD, so I do want to try that out. But I think what I'm gonna end up doing for today is we're gonna code for a little bit. So we're gonna continue the same project that I did last week, guys, and then ultimately probably maybe stop, man, after at least an hour and a half. I mean, again, I know once I start, man, it's one of those deals. I know how I am, right? I start, and then it's kind of hard, man, hard to stop. Um, but nevertheless, I mean, we'll see, right? We'll see how things play out. Um, Give me 1 second, and we'll get started, guys. Let me have to do something really quick. All right, just doing some quick changes. Almost done, almost done. Let's see. Oh, this is wrong. All right, there it goes. Cool, got that. All right, cool. So, again, guys, we're gonna be coding. We're gonna be coding in the live stream. Again, this is a project that we actually started last week. So I'm gonna be coding in Python. That's the language that I'm coding in. We ultimately what I'm doing is I want to create a web app that ultimately I'm gonna end up compiling. Is gonna be local. So think of it. It's gonna be kind of like a desktop app, right? It's gonna only run locally. But it's gonna be I'm using web stacks. I'm using Flask for the backend, Python, Bootstrap. Again HTML and things of that nature, right? So, and those of you who are just joining, ultimately my goal here is I want to get a dashboard of what my EC2 instances are, and to be able to also select the different regions, right? So as I select, US West 1, US West 2, US East 1, East 2, etc., it'll give me all of my instances that I have, whether it be Windows, Linux, etc., and list it all, give me details, give me the IP address, give me things of that nature, right? Now I am connected to my sandbox environment. And talking about sandbox environment, I need to probably go ahead and connect to it, man. Now that I think about it, I think I killed all of those instances, and I did that on purpose. Cause again, we started this last week. I didn't want to, I don't want to get charged for stuff that I'm not using. So let's go ahead and let me log in real quick. Once I log in, then I'll share my screen and we'll get started. So let me go ahead and log in. And you know it's Friday night, guys. Coding as well. I don't know about y'all, but man, for me this is fun. This is fun, man. Let's see, EC2 instance. So let me go ahead and show my screen. Yeah, it should be fine. Let me go ahead and show my screen. So right now I killed all my instances, right, in my in AWS. So let's go ahead and spin up some instances, and I'll explain to you on why I even got the idea for this project, right? So let's go ahead and launch an instance. I'm just gonna launch a Linux. It's fine with the bare minimum. ARM. Let's use ARM because I think it's slightly cheaper. I think it's slightly cheaper, right? Let's check. It is not cheaper. What am I talking about? All right, never mind. Let me go back to x86, and let me get the cheapest. Here, the free tier. Let me spin up a free tier. That's fine. I'm gonna use this key again. I'm not too concerned about connecting and getting the keys, saving the key. This is more like I'll explain to you in a minute on why I'm doing this as well. But I do want to spin up a few instances, right? Spin a few up, bare minimum stuff. Let's launch. So this is running. Cool. So we got one, right? We got a one instance launch. Awesome. So let me go to my code base. And again, those of you who are new that weren't part of the live stream last week, I started the project last week. Pretty much what I wanted to do here was I wanted to create a web application that's going to run locally, right? It needs to run locally because it needs to be able to have access to my AWS VPC. But ultimately, it's connecting to my EC2. Is able to grab all of my instances from EC2, and I want to display it in a web. Like, it's not pretty right now, but it works. So let's go ahead and let me activate my environment. env script activate. All right, cool. Now that we have that activate, I'm going to do Python app. So let's go ahead and run this. Let's open this up in the browser. All right. So again, it's nothing pretty. We're going to be working on the styling of it by all means. But what I'm thinking, right? This is what I'm thinking. The main focus here was for EC2 instance. But I want to be able to probably create some modules for other aspects of it, right? S3, like be able to view my S3 buckets. See what files I have in there, things of that nature, and then maybe glue, execute some jobs or view and things. But that's for later. For now, we're focused on EC2. So one thing that I did was, if we go back, see how I created this instance, and I created this instance in US West 2, right? So I'm going to go ahead and choose US West, which is Oregon. West 2 is Oregon. Let's hit submit. Boom. So see how I have all my details. This is the details that exist again in over here, right? We could tell instance ID. We just created this, right? We saw that it ends in 07B, 07B, right? T1 micro, so on and so on, right? All that public IP address, Linux, and it's running. So this is the main goal. And again, the main purpose for me of wanting to build this was I'm using right now, this is my sandbox environment. This is my AWS console that I use for my YouTube videos, right? So I use it for testing YouTube videos. So I don't have nothing of importance in this, AWS console account. Now I do have another AWS console account, and that's what I use for production. Like, that's what I actually use in my business. And I have a handful of instances, like, I don't know, maybe 10 or so EC2 instances. Well, there are some of these instances that I have like one or two specific where I'm to reduce costs because it's using a decent amount of vCPU and some RAM. I have it start up at a specific period of time, like maybe it starts up at 5 in the morning, and then it shuts off at 5 p.m. Right, so it runs half a day. But I have a job where like starts it and then shuts it off. But I'm using a dynamic IP address, so every time it starts up every morning, the IP address changes. Well, every once in a while, I need to remote into that server. And it sucks because all I need is the IP address, right? Because the IP address changes, so I need the IP address. Well, now I have to log in to my console. And then I have multi-factor authentication, so I need to go through that process. And again, it doesn't take a long time, but sometimes I just want to access it right away. And that's where I actually downloaded this, installed this app on my MacBook Pro. It's called Dash for AWS. And it's actually an app that kind of gave me what I want, right? It kind of gave me exactly what I'm building, but it's a desktop app for Mac OS. Dude, I liked it. It did exactly what I wanted to do. Well, I have a Mac Studio now that I use for work. I cannot find that app. And it almost seemed like that app is non-existing. So that's kind of where I got to the point, like, you know what? I really, really like that app. Like, for me, that was very beneficial. And let me build my own. If it does not exist, let me go ahead and build my own. And that's kind of where I started coding and try to build this. Again, it's not pretty, very basic, but it gives me what I want. And I'm going to expand on this, right? So as I expand, and the reason why I chose to do it web, even though it's going to be running local, is because we could use like Electron as well. Like I could move all my source code to the Electron framework, and we could compile it to the desktop app as well, with being a web app. Or if I really want to, I could potentially, once I get this nailed down, I could probably take a lot of the source code and try to convert it to a desktop application. But I think for my needs, web app is fine. I'm familiar with web development, and I think it's a lot easier than desktop development to some degree, anyways. So that's the reason why. But we could tell it works. So what we're gonna do now, let me create another one, man. I'm gonna create another instance. So let's go ahead and create another one. We'll call this let's do it in Ubuntu. Again, bare minimum, get the free tier, that's fine. We're gonna select the same key that we're using on the other one. And I don't want to be creating security keys. Damn it. Alright. That was my mistake. Let me go ahead and launch this. So let me go to the one that's already running. Again, there's nothing of value in here, so I'm not too concerned. Oops, there it goes. Okay. All right. Either way, I have two instances running, right? So I got two. So again, if I come back and I hit, let's resubmit it again. Boom, now we have two. Yep, we have two different IP addresses. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, probably this one, I'm going to stop this instance. Let's stop it. So now it's in the process of stopping, and let's run it again. See how it says stopping? So it hasn't been stopped yet, but it's stopping. But it gives it the status, right? It gives us the status of what's occurring. Now, one thing that we haven't looked into here yet, and may do this later, probably the ability to start some of these, right? Maybe put a button to say start, stop, and stop, start and stop, things of that nature, right? So we could just start them from here, start an instance, shut it down, things of that nature, right? Without having to log in to the portal to do that. But for right now, the main goal and the main focus was I want to be able to get this information. And so far, that's what I have done, man. I've been able to get this information back. So I'm able to do exactly what I wanted. So far, so good. Now, where we stopped at last week was, in order, so I'm using Boto 3 to be able to get my EC2 instances. I created an IAM user profile, and I created an access key and secret key. So those access and secret key I am using, but it's being hard coded in. Now I don't want to do that. So what I ended up doing was I have this encrypted config file. Ultimately, what this is doing is, let me see, did I add it on here? I did, under settings. Again, it's not pretty yet, guys. I'm still working on it. But ultimately, this is where you would enter in your access key, your secret key, and then your region, right? In my case, my default region being US region West 2. So the whole purpose behind that is, see how whenever I come over here, this is a region, and I need to probably add on here region. I don't know why I didn't, but I wanted to default to the US West 2 because that is the region that I want everything to default to. Of course, I could change it, but I do want it to default to a specific region. So that's kind of what I was doing here right now. I did test out that functionality last week where we created in this config file, if by me running, entering the information here, saving it, what it did, it generates this config.ini file. It ends up encrypting. See how we have my default region US West 2? So that worked fine. Like, it took the data from the form and it was able to save it to this config file. Now, look at the access key. This is not the access key that I received. This is actually the encrypted access key. So I was able to encrypt the access key and then ultimately save it, right? So anybody who sees this, they can't do nothing because, again, it's encrypted, and they will need the key and in order to decrypt it ultimately, right? So, man, this access key, they will need the key to decrypt it. So I was able to get this piece working, where if we look at the app, let's see, this is EC2 instance. Where is it at? There it goes, settings, right? So under my route settings, I have where I have my post, right? And I'm taking default region, access key, secret. I'm passing it through my configuration, which is part of my encrypted file piece. And then ultimately I'm passing in my values over to my configuration. And then I'm running the create config. And ultimately what this does, it will create this file. If it doesn't exist, it will create it. And if it does exist, it would actually override whatever fields are in here, right? The access key, secret key, and so on. So that's kind of what I did there. And that piece works fine. It's doing its job. It's able to, again, based on the form, this, whatever gets entered in, you hit submit, it will call this route, and then it would, again, take all your information and save it. There's a few things for sure that I need to do that again, right now we're doing some of the bare minimum, getting the core, so there will be some stuff to go back and address, but nevertheless, that's kind of the core of it, right? And it'll save it, it'll create it, and then we're done. Now, I'm not showing nothing, right? Again, since I do have a config file, one of the things I do need to add, I'm not going to worry about that now, but I do need to add will be under the else statement. If I click on settings, I do want it to potentially show something, right? Like some kind of value. I'm just trying to figure out the best approach. Like this one, it's fine. This one could actually show the actual value, which would be West 2. So that's not an issue. But these, this is where I need to figure out the best approach for it to show something. Let's see. Again, guys, it is Friday night, so you know what that means. It is tequila night. So I am going to be drinking some tequila. But give me 1 second before I do that. Okay. Let me go grab my tequila real quick, guys. All right, I'm back. Again, guys, Friday coding night. Friday night coding. And, of course, drinking some tequila as well to go along with it. Again, guys, the app that we're working on right now, that I'm building out, I'm building it for myself because I was using another app that kind of did what I wanted to do, but that app doesn't exist no more. Can't find it nowhere. It's not in the app store. Nothing. It's almost like they got rid of it, and the developer never maintained it. It was like potentially that's what it seems like, obsolete, and now it's just gone. And until somebody else builds something, there is nothing. So that's why now I'm building something. But I'm going to try to build mine where I could expand it to even other functionality. Right? So that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Again, the styling of it, it's going to be crappy for now. I'm just worried more focused about the functionality of it, right? So that's my focus. Oh, this tequila smells good. Okay, so what I want to do, and hold on, before I do that, let me bring something up real quick on my other monitor, my other screen. Okay. So like this piece of the code that I have here, the encryption piece, I actually took this logic because I worked on another project, and I took it from another project. So now we need to do the decryption piece, and that's where, in this case, we'll create a file. And we're going to call it decrypt config.py, right? And then let's go ahead and bring in a few things. So let's see. In this file, we need to import in a package. Let me bring in OS. All right, then I'm gonna have a class. This class is gonna be called, what do I call it? Configuration. So I have my first function is called get config. And ultimately, this is going to be getting the config. I need to set the config file name. So this would be file name equals, what is it called? Config.ini, right? The next thing is going to be my key. And I'm going to just call it key. So in my encrypted config file, this is my key right here, right? So initially, one of the changes that I did was, before I had a key saved in a file. So ultimately, you need that file, right? Read the file. Now, my concern with that is, especially because it's going to be a desktop app that I want to compile, and I want to be able to compile it and hopefully share it with other people, and they could use it. Well, it doesn't become as safe now, right? Because now if there's a file loosely with the other compiled files that happens to be the key, anybody that knows or may watching my video or whatever, they'll see it and they'll know like, hey, I could just go get the key and look at what the key is, and in theory they could decrypt this config file. So that's why I kind of hard coded it in. At least if it's hard coded in, you compile it, becomes for sure not as obvious. But I still, need to look into a better approach. But for right now, we're just we're gonna just have it hard coded in. So let's see. So here's the thing. This I actually need to change, man. What I need to do here would be. So this would be my initiation. And then what I want to do here would be, let's call this. Alright, that's my key. Cool, got that. Now we could create the other function, which would be called get config. Get config. Let me switch keyboards real quick. I'm gonna switch keyboards. Give me 1 second. This is my glorious keyboard that I got. My the GMMK2. Dude, I like it. It is a bit more stylish than the previous generation because I did have the other keyboard as well. So other keyboard wasn't bad, but I do like these keys. I do like the switch better, and it actually has a little bit more of a cleaner look to it than the previous generation. So I like it. I do have one critique, and this is more because I did get a full-size keyboard, but it's kind of compressed, kind of small. And again, I don't think it's an issue, but you got to get used to it, where the arrow key that you use it, but they're so close to the other keys where it's kind of hard to tell sometimes where the arrow key where in traditional keyboards, you always have a gap between the arrow key and the other keys, so you can easily feel where they're at. Not so much on this one. Let's see. So what we're gonna be doing here, we're gonna do. We're gonna pass in the key, right, that we have on top, and then we're going to. With open, we're going to open our pretty much our file that needs to get in decrypted, right? Oops. And this would be as let's see. We're gonna do lines. So we need to go ahead and read this file. Read lines. What else? Call this config. So we're going to end up packing this dictionary with pretty much we have like 3 different values in there, right? We have access key, secret key, and default region. So now let's do a for line in lines, because we're going to iterate over pretty much what we read from the file. And pretty much I'm calling this will be in the form of a tuple. So what we would do here, let's call this a value tuple, and this would be line or strip new lines dot split equals 1. All right, and then once we do that, we could do let's see. We're pretty much going to pack everything in here. So what we're going to do here will be config the name of this would be value tuple 0, which is the key name, and then that would be the key, and of course then we need the name, which would be index 1, right? So that makes sense. Let's see. The next thing would be let me try to think. The next thing would be access key. All right, so for access key, we're gonna go ahead and try to decrypt this. So in this case, it would be value. Oh, my bad, not value. It would be config. And what do we call it, right? What do we call it in our file? So this is called access key. And then we are going to encode my bad. There it goes. I knew I put in the wrong spot. Then we gotta decode. And the same thing is going to be for secret access key. Same thing, right? So it'll be config. Let's see, what is this? Secret access key. Encode, then we're gonna decode. All right. So now that we have that, what I need to do now is override it. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to do a config. Let's see, access key, assign it to access key. Then the other one would be config secret key equals secret key. Because remember, over here in this section where I'm applying my key value pair, right? My key being this is being my key, and then my value being this. it's actually storing the encrypted version, right? But then what I'm saying is I'm going to access it to decrypt it, and I'm going to assign it to the variable. Well, now I need to overwrite the encrypted version with the decrypted version. Okay. And once I do that, trying to think. Once we do that, it would be a return config, right? Yes, it would be a return config. All right, so let me try to think. Okay, so let me go back to app. So see down here where I have my instance, and I do have this hard coded. So I am gonna have to change this. I know I'll call it configuration, but I need to call this as encrypt config. Right, so change it to this. Then also I'm gonna have to go ahead and import in the decrypted configuration. Import in config as decrypt config. All right. So now that I have that, this I'm not going to need anymore. Let's see. What I would do here would be decrypt configuration. Let's call this config. And ultimately this would be access key equals config access key secret access key equals config secret access key, right? So now it's able to get it from here. Now this region, it is coming from the drop down, and I want to come from the drop down. The difference here would be under the get, right? For the get, let's call this config decrypt data, and I'm going to call this region config what is it, default region. So there it goes, we've got the default region. So now I need to pass this data over here. So this would be data equals data, right? So now if I go look at my HTML, where's my drop down? Here's my drop down, my choices. Let's see. So let's go back to EC2. What happened? Oh, I need to start it again. There it goes. So EC2. You know what? Let me switch chair, guys. I don't know why, man. I actually do not feel comfortable in this chair, even though it's an ergonomic chair. But, you know what? Let me raise it up. I may be too low. Maybe that's what it is. Normally, I do feel pretty comfortable with it. I'm not sure why. I think my arm rest was too low. So yeah, it feels better. What was I gonna do? Let me go back. Boo! What happened here? So I got an error. Let me guess. I gotta see if this even worked. Duh, I should have tested this out. Because I did not. So where did it error out at? I mean, I guess I see where. And the where is going to be right here. Let me see, what do I get if I print this out? Configuration error. Object is not subscribable. What happened? What happened here? Dude, what am I missing, man? I feel like I'm missing something. It's not printing nothing, right? Oh, okay, never mind. It is printing something out. Alright, never mind. Alright. Um... So, let's see. Configuration object not subscribable. What's happening here? Config, the dictionary. I added these values in there. Then I overwrite the values. What is happening here? I don't think it's running. Oh, damn it. I never called the config. That's why. Dude, I'm dumb. Damn it. Alright, so I need to call the get config. No wonder, man. I was like, what the hell's going on? That makes more sense. Alright, now something else. Cool, so let's see what's going on here now. This is a whole different issue. So let's print lines. Let's take a look at the lines. Alright, I did not see nothing get printed out. Let's do it again. Oh, there's nothing to print out. That's interesting. I'm looking at the file here. It printed this out, but it did not print this out. Interesting. So what happened here? Let me see. Did I mess something up? Read lines. That seems valid. It found the file because again, this file has that. It did print that out, so I know it's finding the file. It is reading the file. This is for lines. Then I have my configuration. Then I'm iterating over lines. I even printed lines, but it doesn't print nothing. It's almost like there's nothing to print. Which again is kind of odd, I think. Why is it not reading it? What the hell's going on here, man? This is just strange, man. So I'm trying to see, what am I missing, man? What am I missing? Let me print lines. Let me see, what do I get for lines? Okay, there it goes. Never mind, I am getting some stuff back. Okay, never mind. So this is blanket for something else. Yeah, I wasn't getting nothing before though. So, but nevertheless, this is what I have. Value, new line. And then this is on the new line, which is access key. Okay, so that makes sense. Secret. So what I'm saying, strip new lines, right? That makes sense. But again, even when I print line 1, because again, this should be the first line. Which again, I do print line 1, which I guess, you know what, this is line 1. What am I talking about? So this is actually valid. Strip N1 split, which you can't split nothing. There's nothing to split. Oh, I think I get it. No, yes, no, damn it. I'm trying to think. So let me go back to this. Did I add that on there? I did. Config, file. So here's the thing. I don't think I need this. This is not needed. Let's remove that. And this is not needed either. Let's comment that out the way. So now if I come back to my file, it's pretty much saying remove that and remove this. Because honestly, that's all I need, man. I don't need nothing else. So let's run it again. All right, cool. So now it's good. So let me see, what can I do here? Um. Hmm. Hmm. Damn it. Let me see. So let me see. What do I have in my HTML? So this ultimately probably needs to come from some kind of list, right? I mean, I get it. I know I hard coded it in, but let's see. I need to see what do I need. What do I do here? Hey, what up, Papa? What up, man? Just doing some coding tonight, man. Kind of feel like coding for a little bit. So working on this project, Python, pulling in some AWS EC2 instance data, kind of create a dashboard. So making some progress, man. Trying to figure out one issue though, but damn, what happened here? What happened here? Damn it. All right, let me see what's going on now. Oh, you know what? I think I may know what's happening. Maybe not. Let's see. Oh, yes, I know exactly what's happening. Same issue what I had before. No, that's not it. Hold up. Um, that's for my settings. There it goes. Decrypt get config. I forgot to run the get config method. All right, got that. Damn it. What happened? All right, I need to restart it. Public IP ad. What? What happened here? Dude, what? What? Hold up. Let me see what's in here. Cause this is strange, man. Oh, I think I know what happened. Damn it, man. I forgot. So, what was that again? Public IP address? Yes. So let me see. I shut one down. I just thought about it, right? I ended up shooting one down. So, one, let me see. Which one's on? Which instance is on? Damn, where's the status at? Come on, where's the status? So it is private. Dude, I don't see the damn status in here. Where is it? The volume. Where does it show if it's running or not running? Dude, how the hell do I not? It needs to have a what is it called anyway? Instant state. That's what it's called. Damn it. So where? There it goes right here. This one. It's called state. Name. It stopped. What is the one? Okay, so what is it called over here? State. Oh, it is called state name. My bad. Never mind. I did call it that. So it doesn't. And this one is stopped. Okay. Which means, where's the other one at? Dude, that is strange. So it's only showing up once. User initiated shutdown. Hold up, wait up. What the hell's going on here, man? Oh, never mind. So it printed one instance. And what about the second instance? Hold on. Let me do something. And then let me print. Let's see. Let me try something real quick. So this is one instance type, public DNS, which is, there goes, public DNS is blank, but public IP address does not exist, right? That's what I'm seeing here. Public IP address is not here. I don't think it is. And it's probably because it doesn't exist. That's why. Okay, I think I get it. All right, so that means if that's the case, this here, I'm going to have to add some logic. So let's go ahead and remove this. I'm going to have to add some, let's add a try statement, right? So we're going to do try public IP address equals this. So if it has it, right, we'll see if it has it. Because if it doesn't have it, then what we're going to do here is going to be, let's try to think. This would be a key error. And then it would be public IP address equals, it says blank. We're going to do a blank, right? So maybe I think if we do this, that actually may fix this issue. And let's run it again. IP address. Oh, my bad. Damn it. I forgot to change it over here. So this guy right here, I would end up changing this to public IP address. Right. So now let's run this bad boy. What do we get? Nice. There it goes. Perfect. That's what it was. So DNS, it's provided in the JSON, but it's blank. Public IP address, if it doesn't exist, it's excluded. Like the key's not even there. And that's why I was getting an error message. Lalit. Hey, what's up? Hey, Lalit. How you doing? How's your night going, man? Again, just doing some late night coding. Friday night coding tonight. Working on this. Pretty much it's a little small project, man, that I wanted to kind of work on. Normally I game on Fridays. I am streaming on Twitch right now as well. Twitch and YouTube. And normally I do some gaming. But man, I just kind of feel like coding tonight. At least for a little bit, man. For a little bit. Probably, how long have I been streaming? For about an hour. So maybe just a little bit longer. Do some coding. And then switch on to some gaming on Twitch. But yeah, man, just feel like coding. Pretty much I'm building it's going to be a web app that runs locally. So the goal here is to, so my goal is, and let me go and show you real quick. See how I have these two instances running in AWS EC2? One of them is stopped and the other one is running. So ultimately, this app that I'm working on, it's pulling that information in, right? It's pulling those two instances, and you can tell again one is stopped and one is running, and it kind of has some information: IP address, zone, like the region, all of that stuff. Then you can select which region, right? So if I pick a region, I have no information because I don't have nothing. But if like Oregon, US West 2, I do, then boom, it shows that information. So it does work, right? It's not pretty because I'm going to worry about that later on. But the main thing, I wanted to have it work. And where I got the idea to do this was more so because I was actually using this app on my MacBook Pro. And then it called Dash for AWS. I believe that's what it's called. And I liked it. It's a desktop application for iOS. And it gave me exactly what I wanted to do, man. I was able to select the region, and it showed me all my instances, if it's running, if it's not running, all that. Well, I got a Mac Studio, like, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago or so. And I wanted to install that application. I couldn't find it. Like, nowhere. Couldn't find it in the App Store, nothing. So that's all I do. Like, what happened to this? And then I think I saw it hasn't been maintained in a while, like a couple of years. And I don't know. It got removed for whatever reason. Probably because it hasn't been maintained. So that's where I'm like, dude, let me just build my own, right? Build my own. And because for me, it was some benefits to that application. I had a few instances that had dynamic IP addresses that changed because I shut off the server every night, right? So like start at 5 in the morning, then I shut off at 5 p.m., stuff like that. So every time it starts back on, the IP address will be different. And every once in a while, I needed a remote in to the IP address or things of that nature. So that's kind of where, I normally had to log into the console, do all of that, and I like the app that I was using before because I could just open it up and boom, get my IP address right away. So that's kind of where I'm kind of building this out. Nice. Hey, bro, I'm having some knowledge. I'm having some knowledge on Python. Can you teach me AWS? I like this project. So yeah, man, cool. So I guess you do have a background in Python, but you're trying to get familiar with AWS. Is that what it is? So I have been making more and more videos. I do have some videos on my channel, but I am making some more of AWS type videos. I just released one. I think it was maybe like 2 days ago or so. But yeah, like I have this account here, AWS. This is my sandbox account. It's what I use for my YouTube channel, right? You kind of see in the up top, I am Lou. I do have a production AWS account that I use for business, like for work. But that's a whole different account, right? This one here is strictly for experimental testing, doing, messing around with, doing that kind of stuff. I like this project so much. Yes, please post tutorials. So what are you trying to know about AWS though? Is there anything specific? Are you trying to get familiar with? Like, are you trying to get familiar with like Lambda, with ETL processing, like pipeline? So, because AWS, there's a lot, right? There's like a lot of stuff you could do in AWS, like a lot. And I don't even use all the services AWS. I only use the ones that are ultimately, pertain to what I'm doing, anyways. But yeah, man, it just depends on what it is, what you're trying to learn. I can't. Okay, so you're like brand new to AWS. I'll make a video kind of going over some like what is AWS kind of video, and kind of give some insight to that, and different services, how companies use AWS, what are some of the basic functionalities you can do with AWS, and what are some of the more advanced functionalities that you can do with AWS. So I'll make a video kind of going over some of those details. Pretty much most companies nowadays, big or small, right? Doesn't matter. Small, big, startups, it doesn't matter. They use AWS or Azure, right? You do got some exceptions. Some companies do use Google, but overall, I think majority is AWS first, Azure second. I use both. I use Azure as well. Azure very similar to AWS for the most half. It has some functionality that it's actually it makes it very easy to do certain things. Where I'm thinking AWS. I mean, for me, it's easy, but for an average user that's new, I don't think it's as easy. It's a little bit more potentially complicated. But I do feel AWS could be a little bit harder, but it gives you a little bit more flexibility to customize things. Where in Azure, it's a little bit more easier, but the customization may not be as flexible as AWS. So it just kind of depends. Okay, so at least we fixed that issue, right? We fixed that issue. Now the other issue that I was trying to fix right now, and I'm just trying to think now, because this is more HTML related, is going to be let's see here. Let me try something real quick. I do want to test something out. So if I go to my select, which one is it? Is it this one? There it goes, selected, and it selects that item. So I think what I'm going to have to do here, I need to do this anyway though, but this is more related to, let me go back to my code base. So I don't need this. Let me minimize this. Yeah, let me remove this. Okay, this is stuff that I need to add, but I'm going to do that later. So that's fine for now. Let's see what else. So, nope, it's down here. I don't need this either. Let me go ahead and delete this. So this is going to be on the get side, the get message side, right? So ultimately, again, I don't need to print this out. Well, yeah, I don't need to print it out. But, so what I do want to do here is, I need to do it a different manner. But for right now, I'm just going to code it into my get mess. Not even my get message, man. I need to put it out here. This would be region list, right? So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing here. So you know what? This is going to be more so a dictionary now that I think about it. Yes, not a list. Let's do a dictionary. And this would be US. Hold on, let me go back. Let me see, how did I have it in my HTML? So let me put this to the side. Go to my app, collapse this. Cool, perfect. So let's kind of make it match that. So it would be East 1. And this would be US East. So this is what I probably would do here though, man. Like the name is good to have, but like for me, I'm used to seeing East 1, right? Not the actual name. So I'm gonna add it on there. So at least it becomes visible for the end user as well. So let's go ahead to the other one, which is East 2. US East Ohio, and then we're gonna do same thing, US East 2. All right, the next one will be US West 1, US West. It's gonna be North California. And then let's do US West 2. This would be US West 2. All right. So now that I have that in order, I'm going to be passing that down here under my get section. And this would be, let me try to think. I'm going to call this region, it's not a list. Let's call it region dictionary. That's fine. Region dictionary, and this region I'm going to change it to default region, because that's what it is. It's a default region, right? So ultimately this is going to get passed by through here, and then ultimately we could replace this, right? So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So what we will do here is let's do it for region in region dictionary. Let's see. Option would be value equals, what is it? It would be equals region. My bad. Hold on. Let me try to think. No, this is not region dictionary. This is going to be data dot region dictionary. And then inside the dictionary, what are our keys? This would be the key. Hold up. I put it in the wrong spot. All right, there it goes. And then it would be region dot value, and then let's go ahead and close out the options. All right, and then we need to pretty much end the for loop. That's what we're doing there. So let me see if I could just comment this out. Sometimes it works, man. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why, but that's kind of what happens. So let me go ahead and run it. No, see, it doesn't like the comments, man. I don't know why that's the case. Like I know these comments relate more to what is it, Jinja, but all right. So let's see. Damn, I'm trying to think. I forgot how to do comments in HTML. Let's see, HTML comments. Dude, it's been a while. There it goes. All right, so let's go ahead and just comment this out for now. Damn it. What the hell, man? What happened? Undo, undo, undo. Yeah, that was strange. Not sure what the hell happened there. Okay, there it goes. So now I'll comment to that. All right, let's try again. What happened here? What am I missing? What am I missing? Oh, damn, I know what I'm missing. No, that's over here. Nope, that's not it. So I think these need to be in single quotes as well. Hold up, what's that in block? Ginger was looking for the following tag in block comments. Let me see, where's my error? Oh, damn it, what the hell? Did I not delete that? Dude, I don't even have... Damn it, I forgot to remove this. That's why. It did not load. All right, so let me do this real quick. I want to make sure my values are coming in. So I'm going to put this up here on top. And just make sure data's coming through. Nope, it is not. This should be under the get region dictionary. Let me make sure there's data in here. Let me print this out. All right, now let's run this bad boy. Let's see, what do we get? Oh, there's nothing being printed out. So there's some other stuff being printed out, but I need to comment that out. Like, I don't need this. I don't need to print this out anymore. Eventually I'll get those removed, but I don't need those in here. Let me refresh again. Nope. So what's going on here, man? If post was not a post, I'm doing a refresh. So that means it would be a get. It should be printing this out. Obviously it is not. Let's see why. See what's happening. So it's not even printing this. What's going on here, man? It's not. Trying to think. So I have my EC2 instance. There it goes. I knew something was off. Okay. Okay, so it did print. Alright, I didn't get nothing this time. Okay, so let me, let's see. What am I missing, man? I feel like I'm missing something. I just can't think of what that something is. I know it's something so simple too, man. So I'm trying to think, what the hell am I missing? Oh, I think I know what it is. Damn it. I think it's gonna be, I need to put items. Duh. I don't know why the hell I missed that. So now let's try it. Let's try it out again. My bad. Damn it. So this would be key value. I don't know why, man. My mind would just come somewhere else completely. I know this kind of stuff too, man. There it goes. Boom. Now I have my values in here. Alright, cool. So now that we have that, I need to work on, we need to get it set to default. So how do we do that? So the way I think we would do that would be, we would do something like, let's see, if key equals data region, no, my bad, data default region, right? If it equals that, we're taking pretty much this value but the difference is at the end we're gonna call this selected, right? And then now I need to in if statement, else it would just be this, right? My bad, not, I can't end it yet, damn it. Let me go ahead and copy this. So we would do a else, and the else would be this. There it goes, without the select value. So this, so one of the things I did want to add on here as well is going to be choose region ... Oops, I added it to the wrong. This was my description. And then that's blank. So now let's run it. Let's see what we get. And also I need to remove that from my template. And there we go. Let's run this bad boy. Hold up. Oh, I need to restart it. That's why. What? Oh, what the hell's going on here, man? Oh, my bad. That is right, dude. It defaulted to West, US West 2, and that's exactly what my region is. US West 2. Perfect, dude. That's exactly what I wanted, and it got defaulted to my region, which means, oh, damn it. What happened now? Oh, I know what happened. I know what happened. Because I do have... Damn, I'm trying to think now. So I did add... I don't need this no more. Well, you know what? Let me leave it there for now. But, so I am iterating over the data, region, dictionary, item list, right? And then I'm passing in a default value. Now, I could technically still use that. One thing that I need to do, though, I need to pass this in on my return from my post, right? Which would be this over here. So it would be regional dictionary, and then we'll pass in that object, right? So that will fix that piece. Now I still have a default region because again, needs to set to something. Now default region is really not going to be whatever's configured in the configuration. I actually need it to be whatever the user selected up here, which is region. Okay, so that means when I come back down here, my default my default region is going to be region, because again, if they choose a different region, that's what I want to push back out anyways, right? So now let's run this. Boom. So again, if I were to select East 1, submit, no data, but see how this comes back? Right, so that's still set to the whatever one that I searched, which is what I want. If I were to come out of it, let's go to settings, and I come back to EC2, it's going to default to my default region that I select. So that, because if I'm only working on out of one region anyways, I want all my filters to be configured to that one region to begin with. Let me add a region on there because I don't like that region not included on my select piece. Okay, so let me move this back. Hold up, I do have region on here. What the hell? Why is this not showing? Whoa. Why is it not showing? I just thought about it. I don't see a region in here. Am I missing it? RS only, position, hidden, there it goes. Dude, that's odd. Let me remove all of these. Why do I even have that on here? Yeah, that's odd. I don't even know why I got that on there now that I think about it. But I don't want it in that. Let me go to Bootstrap real quick. So let's go to Bootstrap because that's what I'm using. Let's look at the docs. Let's look at form control. I want everything in one line like this. There it goes. So in this case, dude, hold up. What am I using here? I'm trying to think. Form row align. Custom select. Dude, where did I get this from? I know I copied it. I swear I copied it from Bootstrap website because I was just trying to put something together real quick. This is really what mine is, to be honest with you. Something exactly like this. So let me see, what version am I using, man? Index. That's why I'm using 4.4.1. Let me swap that out. Let me go to the Get Started page. So this is the JavaScript. So let's go ahead and copy this. Okay. Then what do I have over here? I have okay, I do have the other. No, this one's down here, right? Yes, that one's already in here. I need to get this, the CSS. So I'm pretty sure the styling is not gonna look good. Yep. It makes sense. It makes sense. I'll get it. So let me go ahead and fix it correctly now. So let me go back to form control. And pretty much what I'm looking for here is going to be this setting. So let's see. We got form. Let me put this to the side. It's probably the best way to do it, I think. Let's look at. Alright, there go the EC2 instance. Let's make this a bit smaller. There we go. So where's our forms? We got form. Dude, I have no styling for my form. I do not. So let's go ahead and add a class, which will be row G3. Got it. And then in our div, so we actually have an extra div here. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that div, delete this div. So for this div, we're gonna do auto. All right, then we have my label. So for label, it's going to be form control. And then for select statement, it would be form control as well. And then where's our button should be fine, I think. Let's do auto. Yeah, we do have auto in here. So let's check it out. Oh, what happened here? Ooh, it's not valid. Oh, my bad. It's not form control. This one would actually just be column. Let's do S2. Damn, that's not what I want to do. Column form label. Let's see what we get. Why is it not showing? I mean, it is showing under one, but not really. See, nope. Why is it showing on top? What am I missing, man? I'm missing something. Label. So this div, yeah, there it goes. This div is for both label and input. I mean, in this case, the label and select statement. So let's see. All right, there we go. Let's look at select list. Form select, that's what it is. Form select. Let's try that. No, it still doesn't fix on why these are not together under the same section. Let's see. And I'm wondering if it's going to be because I need to specify column 4 maybe. Nope. Oh, my bad. Let's do, no, that should be right. Damn it. Let me see. Input group. Oh, no wonder these are not even the same. Oh, yes, they are. Oh, is that what it is? Dude, okay, I think I know what it is. Damn. These need to go on their own. So this will be class column auto. Oops. Auto. And then I would do div. And then let's go ahead and open this up. And this will be class column auto. Let's see if this fixes that issue. Nope. Why are they putting everything in a form row? Let me make sure. What am I missing here? Let me remove that. There it goes. Finally, man. There it goes. That's what I was looking for. Region. Submit. Boom. We got our data. Let's do some quick cleanup real quick. So in this case, it would be more related with just the column names. DNS. Hey, we made some good progress though, I gotta say. Progress is pretty good. So it's coming together, guys, coming together. All right. Let me just refresh it. Submit. Boom. We got our headers better in line. Again, guys, dude, I'm liking this. It's coming together. We added some of the logic now where our access code and our secret key is not being hard coded in. It's actually being coming from the config file that is encrypted. So we do have a process to decrypt it here, and then based on that, we're able to read the actual raw file, the raw input. Let's do one more thing before we call it a night. Well, when I say call it a night, I'm actually going to switch over to do some gaming on Twitch. So you want to follow me there? We're going to hang out there. But before we do that, under routing, let's go ahead and I'm going to call this config decrypt. Oops. Get config. Data default region. So in this case, it would be config default region. I believe that's what it's called anyways, right? Yep, default region. So we're gonna pass that in. Let's look at our setting files. So under value, this is gonna be data default region. Let's save that. So if I go to settings, boom, we have our default region. Yes, that's what I wanted, right? So we could see it on here. So let's add the other ones, which in this case would be, what are they? access key, access key, secret access key, secret access key. Let's go our settings file and let's go ahead and set these values. Data access key, data secret access key. All right, so we got that. Let's start this back up. Boom, now we have everything. You can't see it, obviously. Well, I say we can see it. Let's go to the inspector real quick. Oh, we can't see it. There we go. There's the value there. Well, again, but it's not an issue because we are running this locally, guys. This is not an app that's going to be deployed. The whole purpose of it is to run locally, run it locally. And I'm just trying to think, since it is showing the value on here, which I think it's fine. Because if we make changes, right? Let's say we change this to West Region 1. We hit submit. It's going to save it. If I go to EC2 instance, see defaulting to this region. If I hit submit, there's nothing. If I hit some 2, boom, I get data. So, I mean, I guess no different than if you type in your key. Technically, you could access it the way I did. I'm thinking more from a sense of if somebody were to come on your computer and they were like, oh, let me click on this. I mean, if they really want to, that's how they could still. They go to inspect, boom, look at it that way. Go to secret, boom, look at it that way. The only thing I could think of that we could do here would be we don't pass back the value. We pass back the encryption value. Okay. Now, that being said, if the value changes, I would have to have logic to compare the two. Be like, hey, the value is no longer different. We need to update the access key, right, in the file. But if it's have not changed and if it's still the encrypted version, then there's nothing to change. It just skips that process, doesn't update that. I need to look into it, right? Right now it works, it's fine, but I need to look into what we could do there. But hey guys, we made some progress. You know, I need to fix this too. I forgot since I'm using Bootstrap 5 now. But dude, it works. It does what I wanted to do. I'll probably make the font a little bit smaller, right? To make it look something more like that at least. Or even maybe like that, right? You could fit more. Then I'll be able to probably squeeze it in. But I am going to add, and that's the other thing about it. I'm going to add like 2 more columns. So it is going to be more, like a lot of these spaces is going to be taken up by those 2 columns that I add. But either way, I may be able to use a fluid under my, let's see, container, remove, hold on. Yeah, so remove container fluid. And I just do container. Yeah, see this thing, that works. It is skinny, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, man. There's a lot of empty space, especially if you have it on full screen, normal size. I mean, again, that's not bad, but again, I still got two more columns to add. Then it becomes kind of tight. So yeah, I think it makes sense to put it back how I had it for now. Yeah, but man, we made some good progress, man. I gotta say, made some good progress today. So we got it. We got the region to default, right? So if we click on it, it defaults to our region that's based on our settings. So again, if I click on my settings, we have our access key, our secret key, and all of this is being when we hit submit, it's being decrypted into this config file, encrypted, my bad, into the config file. So as everything is encrypted in here, then of course we have our default region to US West 2. That's what's ultimately showing up in our settings file. So again, if I would have changed this to region West 1, hit submit, go to EC2, we see US West 1 by default, right? If I change this back to 2, hit submit, EC2 instance, now it defaults our region. Now we can always change it to a different region, but it defaults it to that region. Hey, what's up? Love your content. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Your video from SharePoint API with Python saved me. Thanks. Hey, man. I'm glad it was able to help you out, man. Glad it was able to help you out. So there'll be more videos to come. I am working on I'm putting together some courses. Like right now, I've been working on a Python beginner course because I know there's a few people that have reached out to me that are new to Python, right? They want to get started in Python. So I got a few videos, man. I think I have like 4 videos I need to edit over the weekend, but pretty much it's four additional videos for that Python beginner course. But yeah, man, I'm working on that. Once I finish the Python beginner course, I am going to be working on a Python advanced course. And then I'm also going to be working on a Python Microsoft service course. And this is going to be more focused with Python with all of Microsoft services, right? Which is, again, SharePoint, like SharePoint API, things of that nature, OneDrive, Excel, Word, what else? What's the other one? Access database. Because I actually got a request from somebody. I know I don't use Access, but there's people that use it by all means. But either way, man, Outlook. That's the one that I was trying to think of. Outlook as well, right? With Python, communicate with Outlook, send emails. Not even so that has nothing to do with Outlook, but send emails with Python. With SMTP for Office 365, for like Office Exchange, right? Microsoft Exchange, but also with Outlook, like you could actually control Outlook itself, just like a macro, right, where it'll open up a new email, type, send it off, and do that kind of stuff, right? Control your Outlook, things of that nature. So yeah, I am working on. That's the plan for this year, man. I'm starting to. I mean, I've been making some videos, but I'm gonna be making a lot of videos this year. Random videos related to different issues that people ask me. Right? People send me requests. Can you make a video over this? Can you make a video over how to do this? So I'll be making. I'm still gonna make those kind of videos, but I'm gonna be pushing out those a few courses, which each one of the courses is probably gonna have 15 to, who knows, man, 20, 30 videos each. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of videos this year, man. I'm gonna be busy for sure, but it's all good, man. I enjoy it. I like it. Normally today, Friday nights is, it's kind of more chill, relax. We do some gameplay, some COD or some Halo, but man, I actually feel like coding today, so that's kind of why I did a coding live session. Pretty much I'm working on this project, as you could tell, where I'm pulling in EC2 instance information. So all of this information is coming from the EC2 instance. So that was, and then I added some other functionality to it, like my settings, or we could, ultimately that's all you need, right? So anybody who, like, once I finish with this, I'm gonna put the source code out there for people to clone to use, and I'm also gonna put a compiled version so people that want to download it and execute it could use it as well. But nevertheless, all you need is your access key, secret access. You don't even need this, but if you provide it, it'll default to that, and that's it, man. Besides that, good to go, right? Then you can start viewing everything. I want to first start with EC2, which is what I'm doing. And then probably what I want to do is once I get this cleaned up and we're in a good spot, I'm probably going to try to see if I have some functionality where we could like start a server and stop a server, right? So let's say like this one stopped, have a button next to it to start it up. And then this one's running, have a button to turn it off. So we can actually control it from here as well. What else? Same thing. I want to then once that's in order, then probably start adding on to it, man. S3 bucket, be able to view it through here, upload it as well. We want to upload files through here without having to access the S3 bucket through the console. And then same thing with Glue, right? Execute jobs on Glue, things of that nature. So that's the plan with this, but really want to start with EC2 first, right? That's kind of the core of it, where for me was the and then yeah, man, hopefully from there to add on to it, and ultimately this will be its own little application to kind of access some of AWS services locally through this web app. So let's see. I think we're in a good spot for now, man. Settings are working good. Everything's, saving. All of that's working good. EC2 instance. We got the region defaulting properly. This should be search. So let me change the text on that. Let's see. Search. What's on? It's in my comments. This would be save. Cool. I think that's about it here. All right. Yeah. No, I think we're in a good spot. All right, man. So I'm in a good spot, man. I think I'm gonna find a stopping point for today. I'm still gonna stream. But I'm going to switch to Twitch now. And I'm going to be streaming, probably going to play some Call of Duty. There's some updates done, so now I'm going to kind of relax a little bit. Going to play some COD. So, man, you're more than welcome to join me on Twitch. My Twitch is I Am The Real Lou. And, yeah, man, we're going to chill now. Again, I think it was a good coding session, make some good progress. I'm liking this, man. I'm gonna continue this next week again. So normally I have a live stream on Thursday on my YouTube channel. We talk about programming stuff. We talk about Python, and we talk about AWS stuff. So if you have any questions, any issues, anything maybe you want some guidance on, Thursday night live stream, that's the perfect time to join. We try to solve problems live on that live stream. So you're more than welcome to ask any question, and we try to solve it live on the live stream. On Fridays though, like today, it's coding. I'm more like just coding. You could ask questions, but can't really solve any problems that you may have, right? Because then I gotta stop coding and try to help solve the problems. But if you got questions, man, be more than happy to answer questions that I could answer at least. And but yeah, I'm actually liking these Friday night coding sessions, man. Making good progress on this app that we're building, and I think it's gonna be pretty cool, man, that we start expanding on it. And then ultimately the goal is just kind of have a web version for now, and then probably compile it down. But I think if we really wanted to use the Electron framework and move all of the source code over to that, and then run it and getting compiled under that framework, and then it'll be more of a desktop, um, application. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see where everything goes, man. Again, guys, man, I'm liking these sessions. Hopefully, y'all liking them as well. And I think I'm gonna do these live sessions going forward, at least for like an hour and a half or 2 hours worth of coding. Then ultimately, now I'm gonna switch to Twitch. I'm gonna play a little bit of COD. And yeah, guys, y'all take care. You have a good weekend. And talk to y'all next time. Peace.